Hey folks, Jeff Perry from the Fiddle Jam Institute here. You know, a while back I re-released a book I wrote after my first book, the Fiddle Jam. Way cool, easy way to learn how to improvise. It's called Fiddle Jam Etudes. Wait, I got the cover print out right here. Rock and Blues Fiddle Jam Etudes. Pretty cool cover. The artwork's done by my good friend Dan Syracuse up in Buffalo, New York. He owns a restaurant called the Pizza Plant. He put together this digital print. That's me and my kind of psychedelic zydeco fiddle I used to play. He digitally put all these things together from images he had. His restaurant, the Pizza Plant, is a cup under a beer with his name on it for the restaurant. Anyways, it's a cool cover. I'm kind of proud of it, and it's a good book, I think. It's a book of licks and tricks. You can find it in the school store. You can sell it. You can purchase it for $20. Get a download, and it comes with access to a section of the website where you get backing tracks to play along with and stuff. And I'll intend to demonstrate a couple of those here. I picked one lesson at random. Again, it's a book of licks and tricks of the cool stuff. Blues scales, pentatonics, in between notes, blue notes, and slides, and double drones, and these kind of all the cool stuff that the classical world does not teach you. So I'm going to start. I picked one. It has 3 different levels for each key. Level 1 is easy pentatonic stuff. Level 2 has thrown in some of the blue note, the in-between notes. Level 3 is more difficult stuff. For even the classically trained player will have probably a tough time reading some of it. It'll be unfamiliar. So I'm going to start with level 2, show you some of the cool stuff. In the key of G major. And again, we go towards pentatonic things. So I'm just going to play down the page and maybe talk about it as it goes and see if you like it. If you like it, you can check it out further. So here is the first measure of the second page, the level 2 of G major in this book. It's thrown into flatted 3 against the major. Second measure. It's slide around. Third measure. Keep going. So we use that flat third sliding in there. It's the cool stuff. Like it so far? Here's the next bit. So that's the exercise, the etudes. Now, it's not meant to just play all the way through like it's meant to take one measure at a time, repeat it until you're comfortable and it kind of grooves. You get a good sense of rhythm and a good, heartfelt kind of thing. But you could play it through like this too. I'm just demonstrating. The next little section of level 2, I added the flatted 7th to the pentatonic scale. There it is. To that flat third there at the end. More. So you can slide them around vibrato any way you want. Next section I added the flatted 5th, another blue note as it's called. There it is. As you add these in-between blue notes, it's getting cooler and cooler, isn't it? More bluesy than just the major scale, or just the major pentatonic even. I'm adding all the in-between notes, teaching this stuff. Again, this is the classical world doesn't really get to. This is the stuff I think is cool. Then we get into some double strings. Twinkle Twinkle there. And I usually end each section with a little tougher riff at the end. Let's see. And if you can play that line, you've kind of graduated from the page. So, now I also supply a link to the site when you purchase the book, with a special thing with a special code word to get in and see it. And I provide 2 tracks for each lesson. One, a drone track. It sounds almost kind of Indian, East Indian. But you can practice along with it. I'm going to do that right now, kind of run through it, and you'll see what goes on with that and how you can kind of center in you train your ears with this. There it is. There's the drone track. Let me get back to the page here. I'll stop there on that. What do you think? It kind of gives it a centering feeling, doesn't it? It trains you in different ways hearing that drone track. I also provide a similar thing, but with a drum beat and a guitar strumming in just a single chord, so you can do similar things, but actually hold your feet to the fire as far as having more rhythm and not rubato like I just played. Here's that. I'm going to go back to the same lesson. 1, 2, 3, 4. The idea? Turn it off. So, now if that's a little too fast for you, there is slow downer software. I recommend Riffmaster Pro. We have a discount coupon on the site. It was given to us thanks to the Riffmaster Pro folks. Gives you 40% off. I think it's like $27. It's a great tool. It can slow down the track. You can put in different keys if you want. So I provide in all the keys of the book on the site. So you can change things around. It's a great tool to have for practice. So that gives you an idea. This is the first time I'm doing this for this book, first promotion material. I put the book on the market. I'm a terrible marketer, I guess. And I'm trying to let people know about it here. And we've sold a bunch, but I'd like to sell some more because I think it's good stuff that is not out there in the market. Yes, there's some jazz violin books, gypsy jazz books. There's some fiddling books, lots of fiddling books. There's not a lot of books out there that teach these cool riffs and tricks, the stuff that it's in between the cracks, the stuff that, you know, the blues gets into, Cajun music gets into, rock and roll borrows from, you know, R&B. As the violin is becoming more and more popular in popular music, violinists, I think, need this kind of thing. I wrote the book more than a dozen years ago and just printed 100 copies or so and sold to my students. But then within this past year, re-released it in digital form. It's on the site. Like I said, go to the Fiddle Jam Institute. There'll be links down below in the wordage down below. Fiddle Jam Institute. Go to the store, and it's under books. You'll see it. It's pretty cheap, I think, $20. Even $20 gets you the full download of the book, PDF file that you can print out if you'd like, and gets you access with the secondary file that gives you instructions with the special code. How to get access to the site, and so you can hear these tracks that jam along to, the drone tracks and the drum tracks and that kind of stuff, and a few other things I'll throw in. So I hope that gives you an idea of the rock and blues Fiddle Jam Etudes, my follow-up book to the Fiddle Jam book. The reason I wrote this book, by the way, was not just trying to be more famous or something, was because it seemed to be a need for it. Just like the Fiddle Jam book, there seemed to be a need for it. Nobody was really teaching people the basics of how to improvise. They all thought it was something advanced, and it's not. Something quite simple. But then the next question begged, naturally, people would say, I don't know what to play. Well, if you just the idea is, of course, nobody does. You just listen inside, and that'll guide you. But riffs and tricks and muscle skills and things, oh, in this key, this is the cool stuff to do, and that key, this is the cool stuff to do, is of no harm either. I'm not saying you should be a clone of me. I wrote these licks and tricks based on my experience of jamming for 20 or 30 years and in all kinds of styles. But I learned by copying other people too, mostly saxophone players and guitar players. But these are the sax and guitar riffs as applied to the violin that'll work for the violin. In first position, it's easy stuff, and you just have to have muscular experience with it, and this will help you. So, purchase the book. Go on down and check it out, or ask me questions about it if you want. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.